Darkness, silence, then a slow, deliberate sound, a hiss. Not one, but many, soft and rhythmic, weaving through the void like whispers from something unseen. Then a voice, a woman's voice, low, sorrowful, and chilling. Do you only believe in curses? In gods who punish the innocent. They feared me, but they made me this way. Come closer, if you dare. A sudden flash to glowing eyes, serpentine, piercing through the blackness, and then nothing for a moment. All is still. Then the world begins to take shape. The shadows pull back, revealing an ancient temple, long abandoned. The air is thick, heavy with something unseen, something waiting. The remains of shattered pillars stand like forgotten sentinels. The walls are cracked, but they hold a story. And then the statues, men, warriors, their faces frozen in expressions of pure terror. They stand where they fell, locked in the moment of their final breath, their eyes wide and unseeing, forever trapped in stone. A gust of wind howls through the ruins, but something moves within the shadows. Slowly, we see her, a woman, standing alone in the desolation, not quite human, not quite beast. Her figure is draped in darkness, but when lightning strikes, we see it just for a second. The snakes writhing, slithering where hair once was, long before she was a monster. She was a woman. Another flash this time, not of lightning, but of history. The world shifts, and suddenly, we are in ancient Greece. The sun burns bright over Greece, casting golden light over its mighty cities. Towering temples, adorned with statues of gods, stand as testaments to the power of Olympus. The streets hum with life, philosophers debate, warriors train, priests offer prayers, but beneath the beauty lies something else. The gods rule, but their hands are never still. They shape the lives of men with unseen fingers, weaving destinies like fragile threads. Some mortals rise in their favor, others, they fall. The gods rule with divine power, but their whims are unpredictable. Mortals live at their mercy, their fates written in the stars, or decided by the jealousy of deities. Some gods protect, others destroy, and sometimes even the innocent are caught in their cruel games. But in the temples and among the people, whispers grow, a prophecy, spoken in hushed tones by the oracles. A beauty will fall, a hero will rise, and a god will bleed. The meaning, no one understands it. Not yet. Now the camera moves. The streets of Greece blur into white marble halls, cool and sacred. Inside one of the greatest temples of Athena, she stands, Medusa, a priestess, respected, revered, but more than that, she is kind. She tends to the sacred flame with steady hands. She prays with devotion, but there is a problem. She is too beautiful. Men admire her. Women envy her. The other priestesses whisper, is she more beautiful than Athena herself? They say it like a joke, but jealousy festers like a poison, and then it begins, a hidden conspiracy. Two priestesses she once called sisters kneel before Athena's statue, their voices low, their words laced with something dark. Let her fall, let her beauty be her undoing. Their whispers go unheard by mortals, but not by the gods, and their words, they will not go unanswered. Then a shift. In the air, the temple doors shake. A gust of wind rushes in, carrying the smell of salt and storms. The sky darkens, and he arrives. A wave crashes against the shores outside. The ground trembles, and suddenly, he is there. Poseidon, a god, arrogant, untouchable. The sea is his, the storms bend to his will, and now his eyes are on Medusa. He steps forward, smiling. His voice is smooth, but his presence is suffocating. Medusa backs away. She refuses him. And that is where it all begins. Poseidon's smile fades. His pride is wounded. The god of the sea is not used to hearing no. The temple shakes as his rage grows. The flames flicker. The walls groan. Outside, the waves crash harder, as if the very ocean itself is angry. Medusa tries to flee, but there is nowhere to run. And then Athena appears. She does not speak. Not yet. Her golden eyes burn coldly as she looks at what has been done in her temple. Medusa reaches for her. She pleads, I did not ask for this. Athena does not listen. The temple shatters. The air thickens, and Medusa begins to change. Pain, it sears through her body. Her hands clutch her head as her golden hair rides, twisting into something else. She stumbles, gasping, as her skin turns pale, hardening into something unnatural. The screams of the priestesses fill the temple. They watch in horror as Medusa becomes something else, something monstrous. She collapses, shaking, before a shattered mirror, and in its broken shards, she sees herself. Her eyes glow a deadly, unnatural light. Her lips tremble, and her snakes hiss. Athena turns away. She does not look back, but someone else does. From the shadows, another presence watches. A voice low and ancient whispers in Medusa's ear. It is not Athena. It is something older, and it tells her a secret, something about her curse, something even the gods do not know. Night falls. The temple is empty. Medusa stumbles into the darkness, her heart pounding. She does not understand what she has become. Not yet, but the city sees her, and now they hunt her. She flees into the unknown, into her exile, and far, far away, another fate is being written. The gods play their games, but I will not be a pawn forever. Darkness lingers. The whispers of fate have already set things in motion. Medusa has been cast away, her curse shaping the shadows of her destiny. But this story is not hers alone. Far away, in a kingdom untouched by Medusa's suffering, another fate is unraveling. A young man, born of prophecy, is about to take the first steps toward a path drenched in both glory and blood. A hero's journey begins not with a sword, nor with a battle cry, but with a deception. The island of Seriphos is small, humble, resting upon the edge of a vast sea. Fishermen pull in their nets, merchants call out their wares, and the people live their lives without knowing that the gods are watching. At the heart of this island, within the cold stone halls of a palace, sits King Polydectes, a man of ambition, a man of greed, a man who desires something he cannot have. Dana, once a princess, now a woman of quiet beauty and sorrow. She does not belong to him, but that does not matter. Polydectes is a king, and kings do not ask. They take, but there is one problem. Perseus, her son, a boy raised by the sea, strong of spirit, fierce of heart. He will not stand aside. So Polydectes, with a smile as sharp as a dagger, devises a plan, a challenge, a task, an impossible quest. At a grand feast, the king calls upon the people of Seriphos. Wine flows, laughter fills the air. With the tension, it lingers unseen. Then he speaks. But what shall a man give his king as a wedding gift? A murmur spreads through the room. Perseus listens, arms crossed, suspicion brewing. Polydectes turns to him, his smile widening. Pause? A chest of gold? No, no, these are too simple. No, Perseus, you must bring me something greater, something worthy of a king. He leans forward, the firelight flickering in his dark eyes. Bring me the head of Medusa. The room falls silent. The air grows cold. Perseus clenches his jaw. He cannot refuse. If he does, the king will take Dana by force. He has no choice, and just like that, his fate is sealed. The night air is thick with the weight of what has been done. Perseus walks alone along the shore, the waves whispering at his feet. He looks out at the endless sea, his fists clenched. How does a man hunt a monster he cannot look upon? How does a mortal defy the gods? His heart pounds. He does not fear death, but failure? Failure would mean losing his mother forever. I need help. His voice is barely a whisper, lost to the wind, but the gods hear him. A sudden gust of wind rushes past him, stronger than before. The air shifts. The night is no longer empty. He is no longer alone. A figure steps forward, cloaked in silver light, swift as the wind itself. Hermes, a foolish task boy. The god muses, his voice smooth, laced with amusement. You would be dead before you even set foot near her. Perseus does not flinch. He meets the god's gaze, unshaken. Then help me. Hermes chuckles. There is something in Perseus's eyes, something unyielding. He finds it interesting. Very well. With a flick of his wrist, he holds out a pair of winged sandals. These will carry you faster than any man could run. You will need them. Perseus hesitates only for a moment before taking them, but the night is not yet done. Another presence looms, a soft glow, not of silver, but of golden wisdom. Athena. She does not speak at first. She simply watches. Then, her voice cuts through the silence. You will face something beyond strength, beyond skill. Medusa's power is not in her hands, but in her eyes. You must never meet them. She steps forward, holding out something polished, gleaming in the dim light. A shield, but not just any shield. It is like a mirror. Watch her reflection, not her face. Only then will you survive. Perseus grips it tightly, and then the air grows darker, colder. A shadow looms, a presence not like the others. From the darkness, a third voice speaks, low, unnatural, and should you wish to disappear, wear this. A helmet, simple, black as the night itself. Perseus barely breathes. The figure before him, Hades. He does not stay. He does not wait for thanks. He is there, and then he is gone, as if he was never there at all. Perseus exhales. His heart pounds. He is no longer just a boy. He is a warrior now, and the path ahead, it is only just beginning. The road is long. The night is cold. Perseus moves swiftly, the sandals carrying him across land and sea. But his task is far from over. Before he can face Medusa, he must first find the way. And the only ones who know are the grey. They are not gods. They are not men. They are something else. 3 sisters, ancient, twisted. They do not see, yet they see everything. They share one eye, and that is where he must go. The land shifts. The world grows grey, empty, hollow. Perseus steps forward, and the silence is unnatural. Nothing moves, then whispers, soft, murmuring, voices that sound as though they are speaking directly into his mind. Who comes? He grips his sword. A mortal. The air thickens. He sees them now, 3 figures, cloaked in tattered cloth, hunched over, their faces hidden. One of them holds something in her hand, small, round dot an eye. They pass it between them, each one taking turns to see. Perseus watches. His grip tightens, and then he lunges before they can react. He seizes the eye. The sisters scream. Their hands reach out, clawing at nothing. Give it back. Give it back. Perseus holds it high. His voice is steady. Tell me where Medusa is. The sisters freeze. Their mouths curl into something like a smile. And then they whisper, beyond the edge of the world, where even the gods dare not tread. Perseus listens. He does not blink. Then, without a word, he throws the eye into the darkness. The sisters shriek. Their cries echo. But Perseus, he is already gone. His path is set. His fate is sealed. Medusa awaits. The journey has been long, the path treacherous, but now it leads here to the end of the world. Perseus has crossed great lands, spoken to creatures as old as time itself, and received gifts from the gods. But none of it matters now. Not the sandals, nor the shield, nor the helmet, not even the whispers of fate that have guided him, because here, standing at the edge of the sea, staring at the cursed island before him, he is alone. The air is thick, heavy. The sky above is not light. The sky he knows. It is darker, quieter, unnatural. The clouds move too slowly. The wind seems to whisper, not like a breeze, but like something watching. And then he sees it, a place not meant for the living. The island stands silent. No birds cry, no waves crash. Even the sea is still here, as if afraid to touch the cursed land. Perseus takes a step forward, then another. The ground beneath his feet feels wrong, like stepping on something that was once alive. Then he sees them. The statues, men, warriors, hunters. Some stand frozen in the moment they try to run. Others have their weapons raised, forever caught in the moment they try to fight, their faces twisted in fear. Perseus swallows hard. These men were strong once, brave, but now they are nothing. And then the sound. A hiss, soft at first, then another, and another. A cold shiver runs down his spine. He grips his sword tighter. He does not need to see her to know she is near. He moves carefully, each step slow, precise. He lifts Athena's shield, tilting it slightly. Not too much, just enough to see the reflection. A darkened cave looms ahead, its entrance wide like the mouth of a beast waiting to swallow him whole. Inside, the hissing grows louder, and then a whisper, a voice. Soft, almost human. Do you fear me, hero? Perseus does not answer. The whisper continues. Closer now, they all come. They all try. They all fail. Perseus takes another step. His breath is steady, his grip firm, but his heart pounds. The statues around him seem closer now. Watching, waiting. A shadow moves in the cave, slithering, silent. He cannot see her fully, not yet. Only glimpses in the reflection of his shield. A shape that does not move like a human, then a soft rattle, a tail, long, twisting, writhing. A hand brushes against the stone wall, fingers that were once delicate, now ending in claws, and then the snakes, moving, shifting, whispering their own language. She is awake. Perseus stops. He knows he is close now. The air is different here. He can feel it pressing against his skin, then silence. The hissing stops. Perseus grips his sword. The cave is too dark to still. His own breath sounds too loud, and then a shadow lunges. Perseus reacts instantly. He does not look. He cannot. The shield catches her reflection for the first time. He sees her face, and it is not what he expected. There is no malice there, no rage, only pain. Her eyes, though cursed, hold something human, a sorrow that should not belong to a monster. For a moment, he hesitates, and then she moves. A flash of claws, a blur of snakes. Perseus dodges, rolling aside. His heart pounds. She is fast, faster than any mortal should be, faster than she should be after years of isolation. And yet, she does not strike to kill immediately. She is testing him. Another attack closer. This time, he barely avoids it. The scent of stone dust fills his nose. One mistake. That's all it would take. He cannot fight her like this. He must end it now. Perseus steadies himself. His breath slows, and then, in one swift motion, he swings. The blade cuts through the air. For a second, there is nothing, then a gasp, a final breath, and then silence. Perseus opens his eyes. The body lies still, the head separate from it. The snakes twitch one last time before falling still. It is over. Or so he thinks. The cave is silent now. The weight of what has happened lingers like a ghost. Perseus stands over the body. He does not move, and then a sound, not a hiss, not a whisper, something else. A heartbeat. The air grows heavy again, but not with fear, with power. Perseus takes a step back, and then from the blood, falling on the ground, something stirs, something rises. A shape takes form. At first, it is just light, pure, blinding, but then it solidifies. Wings, white as snow, powerful, unfolding for the first time. A horse, but not just a horse, a creature of legend, a gift of the gods. Pegasus, born from the blood of Medusa. Perseus stares, unable to move. It is beautiful, too beautiful for a battlefield like this. The creature lifts its head, looking at him, knowing, and in that moment, he understands. Medusa was never meant to be just a monster. Her blood was never meant to be just a curse, even in death. Something pure was born. Pegasus flaps its wings. The wind rushes through the cave, carrying away the darkness. Perseus knows what he must do. He steps forward, reaching for the reins. The beast does not resist, and as he climbs onto its back, the ground trembles. The gods are watching. The story is not yet over. Perseus grips the head of Medusa tightly. He turns, and with one great push of wings, Pegasus leaps into the sky, leaving behind the island of stone, leaving behind the cursed past, riding toward destiny. The sky stretches wide, endless and open, yet Perseus does not feel free. The wind rushes past him as Pegasus soars high above the world, the great winged horse carrying him far from Medusa's cursed island. Beneath them, the ocean rolls in endless waves, its surface calm to calm, as if it, too, is waiting. The head of Medusa hangs heavy in Perseus' satchel. It is no longer just a trophy. It is power, a curse, a weapon, but something else lingers in his heart. Something deeper than victory, doubt. He does not say it aloud, but he feels it. Was Medusa truly the monster they said she was, or was she simply another pawn in the gods' endless games? But there is no time for reflection, because far ahead, across the sea, another fate is about to unfold. The wind changes. The air thickens. Pegasus slows, sensing something wrong. Perseus sees it before he hears it. The city of Chopper burning torches, banners waving in the wind, and a mass of people gathered near the cliffs, and at the heart of it all, a woman bound, shackled, alone, and below her, rising from the depths of the ocean, a shadow that moves, a shadow that breathes, a monster. The people cry out, their voices a mix of terror and resignation. They do not fight, they do not run, because this is a sacrifice. Andromeda, the daughter of King Cepheus and Queen Cassiopeia, a princess, but now, nothing more than an offering to Cetus, the great sea beast, the punishment for her mother's pride. A queen who dared compare her beauty to the Nereids, the sea nymphs Poseidon heard, and he sent a message. Your daughter will pay the price. Now, she stands at the edge of the water, her hands bound, her head lifted toward the sky. She does not beg, she does not scream. She waits, the sea trembles, the crowd gasps, then the beast rises. A roar shakes the earth, the water surges forward, towering like a wall of death. Cetus looms, its eyes dark, endless pits, its mouth a cavern lined with teeth like swords. Andromeda closes her eyes, but just before the beast strikes, a shadow falls over the city. Wings. Perseus dives from the sky, landing between Andromeda and the monster. Gasps ripple through the crowd. The king watches in shock. A stranger has arrived, a warrior, a man who does not fear death. Andromeda blinks. For the first time, she does not feel alone. Perseus grips his sword, but he knows steel will not stop this creature. There is only one way. Slowly, he reaches for the satchel. The leather feels cold, heavy. The whispers return. Do you fear me, hero? He ignores them with one swift motion. He pulls Medusa's head from the bag. The air changes. A force ripples through the world. A presence beyond life, beyond death. Cetus hesitates. Its massive eyes catch the reflection, and then the roar stops. The waves freeze, and the great beast turns to stone. A statue now, forever caught mid-attack. Its terrible power now nothing more than dust in the wind. Silence. Then the chains fall. Andromeda is free. Perseus steps forward, his breath steady. He holds out a hand. For a moment, she simply stares. Then slowly, she takes it, and just like that, the tide of fate shifts. A sacrifice becomes salvation. The wind is behind them now. Pegasus flies fast, swift as the gods intended. But this time, Perseus does not carry just one burden. Andromeda rides with him. They do not speak much, but she understands. She too has seen how cruel the gods can be. She too has been used, but no more. Ahead, the island of Seriphos comes into view, and with it, the final battle. The kingdom is not as Perseus left it. The streets are silent. The people afraid, because King Polydectes now rules with an iron fist, and Dana, she is still in his grasp, but not for much longer. Perseus lands before the palace gates. He does not hesitate. The guards try to stop him, but the son of Zeus is faster. Steel clashes, bodies fall, and then the throne room. Polydectes laughs when he sees him. You are alive? The king leans back, amused. He does not believe what stands before him. Where is my gift, boy? The court watches, waiting. The nobles whisper, and then Perseus smiles. You want a gift, my king? He reaches for the satchel, then take it. The room shifts. The air grows heavy. Polydectes does not understand, not yet. Then Perseus pulls out Medusa's head. The whispers return, soft, unseen. The king barely has time to react. One look. That's all it takes. The laughter dies. Polydectes stiffens. His skin turns pale, hard. Then he crumbles. Stone. A ruler no more. The court gasps. The nobles flee. Perseus turns. He does not chase them. They do not matter. Only one thing matters. Dana, his mother, steps forward. Her eyes wide with disbelief. She touches his face. Her son, her protector. It's over. He whispers. She nods. And then, for the first time in years, she smiles. Seriphos is free. The gods watch from above. The story is not over. But for now, the world is at peace. And Perseus, he has earned his name. The slayer of monsters, the breaker of chains, the son of a god, but a man of his own making. The story of a hero never truly ends. Victories are won, battles fade into memory. But fate does not forget, the gods do not forget, and neither does prophecy. For Perseus, the road has been long. He has traveled across oceans, faced creatures of legend, and returned with the power to turn kings to stone. But there is one last chapter yet to be written, and it will be written in blood. The sea stretches wide before him, but Perseus no longer fears it. He has crossed it twice before, once as an infant, cast into the unknown, and once as a warrior, returning home. But now he sails not as a lost child, not as a hunted man, but as a conqueror of destiny. Beside him, Andromeda stands strong and unshaken. She is not just a queen by title, but by spirit, and ahead lies Argos, the land of his birth, the kingdom he has never known, and the man who cast him away, his grandfather, King Acrisius. The city greets him with whispers. They have heard the stories. They know his name, Perseus, the slayer of Medusa, the son of Zeus. But not everyone welcomes his return. Far within the palace, King Acrisius watches. He has not slept. He has not breathed easily since the day he threw his daughter and grandson into the sea. The prophecy, your grandson will be your doom. It has haunted him. And now the boy stands at his gates. Perseus does not come to kill him. He does not come for revenge. He comes to claim his place. But fate does not need hatred to be fulfilled. All it needs is a single moment. The games are called in celebration. The city gathers, eager to see the hero in action. Perseus competes not for glory, not to prove himself, but because he has always been a warrior. He lifts the heavy discus, muscles tensing. The crowd watches. A throw of strength, a display of power. The stone leaves his hands, cutting through the air like a blade. But the gods watch too. The wind shifts. The discus veers just slightly, just enough, and in the stands, Perseus stands frozen. He does not move fast enough. He does not react in time. The discus strikes. A scream. A gasp. A silence that feels eternal. And then the prophecy is fulfilled. A king falls, not in war, not by the blade of an enemy, but by the hands of his own blood. Perseus stands, his breath caught in his throat. The weight of fate crashes over him. He did not come to kill, but prophecy does not care for intent, only outcome. The throne of Argos stands empty. The people look to Perseus, not with fear, not with suspicion, but with belief. He has done what no other man could. He has proven himself, not just as a warrior, but as a leader. And so Perseus becomes king. But he does not rule alone. At his side, Andromeda, a queen who once stood before death without fear. A woman who has seen gods, monsters, and the cruelty of fate, yet still stands unshaken. Together, they do what gods could never do. They rule with wisdom, with kindness, with justice. The world is at peace. For now, above, in the halls of Olympus, the gods watch. They have seen the rise and fall of men. They have whispered in the ears of kings, sent curses upon the innocent, played their games for ages untold. But this story, this one, is different. Athena, the goddess of wisdom, watches with thoughtful eyes. Zeus, the father of gods, smiles. His son has done what no other has. Even Hades, the lord of the underworld, watches in silence. He knows that one day, even, heroes must enter his realm. But not today. The gods do not grant men eternity, but they remember. And for a hero such as this, for a queen who stood against death, for a creature born from both curse and divinity, they carve their names into the sky itself. Perseus, his constellation burns bright, a warrior forever standing in the heavens. Andromeda, her light shines beside him, never alone, never forgotten. Pegasus, a creature of legend, wings spread wide, soaring beyond the reach of any mortal, a reminder that even in a world ruled by gods, even when fate seems unbreakable, men can rise, men can fight, and sometimes they win. If you enjoyed this epic tale and want more thrilling mythological stories, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next adventure. And tell us in the comments what part of Perseus and Medusa's journey fascinated you the most. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, keep watching, keep listening, and keep the legends alive.